Can you tell me? Oh, I need to go to YouTube real quick and see if we are live. What's going on? Am I live? Am I live? YouTube, holla at me. I can't see. Did it let me? It says I'm
Yeah,
live.
you're live on TikTok.
Hey, let's go. What's poppin', everybody? How y'all doing today? Uh, it's your boy Silva, and we talking with Crispin and Blackbeard. And this is the Silver Circle show as of right now. We're going to rename the show. This is going to be a weekly show where we pretty much talk anime, different topics, and different discussions. And of course, we'll field questions. If people on TikTok and YouTube have any questions for us, shoot them in the comments. We will definitely be taking questions. But this is pretty much just an intro episode. I wanted to introduce two very close friends of mine. I've known them for well over 10 years. Yes, yes, we are the Unks of Anime. I have Crispin to my left in the bottom left corner, and I have Blackbeard up in the top left corner. And yeah, we're going to be talking anime. And I wanted to kind of do an introduction, and we were going to do a little icebreaker. And the icebreaker was going to be, what are these guys' favorite animes? I'm going to get mine too. We're going to just do three anime. Obviously, you're not set in stone. You can move off of these if you have to in the future. But as of today, give me the three animes that speak to you the most, your top three animes as of today. Crispin, they have never heard from you. I want you to be the starter. Start it up. Start it up for us. Let us know what your thoughts are. Top three anime. So they can get an
Top
idea of who you are.
top three all time or top three current running?
The top three all time. Top three all time. Top three all time. Let's do top three all time. Come on, man. I know you got this, bro.
No,
You got
I have
this.
my answers. I'm trying to so preface for me, top three all time means if I'm trapped in a room and these are the only anime I can consume for the next 200 years in solitude,
Mm-hmm.
these are the three I'm picking. It is in no specific order: Code Geass,
Code Geass. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Go ahead.
One Piece,
Uh huh.
Hajime no Ippo, the entire series.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Those are my top
I
three.
respect that. I respect that. I
Those
definitely
are my
respect
top.
that. Okay. So Hajime no Ippo, Code Geass, and what was the second one? I'm sorry.
One Piece.
Yeah. That. You know what? That definitely reminds me of you. So I'll take that. I'll take that. What's going on, Vad Mac? The only answer is Yu Yu, Bleach, and One Piece. Vad Mac, his three are Yu Yu, Bleach, and One Piece. So it looks like you and Vad Mac are on the same page, Crispin. At least on the One Piece aspect. CQ, sorry, Blackbeard. Oops, Freudian slip. What do you think? What's your top three? Let me hear it.
I think my top three. I'm not so as committal as Crispin. I don't know if I can watch it forever, but definitely Gundam Wing, Gundam Wing, Cowboy Bebop. I what could be a third? What could be a third? I could watch a million times.
Gundam Wing Cowboy Bebop. I know you got more than that. Come on, man. I know you got more than that.
I don't know. Right, like of all time, like I'd have to really think about it. Like something like Inuyasha probably pops up there.
Oh
If
wow.
we're thinking
Okay.
all time, but like, I really have to like sit down and think of that list because there's a lot of great, Attack on Titan you could probably put up there just for some depth. So that's a tough list. That's a tough list to kind of.
It's tough. It's tough, and I kind of gave you an idea of what I was gonna ask, but I didn't. I wanted there to be a little bit of a, you know, I wanted people to think a little bit on the fly. So that's why I didn't give you the exact question. So just to tie this all up, I think that as of right now, as of today, my top three are probably Attack on Titan, Code Geass, uh, and it's like it's hard for me right now because Bleach is edging out One Piece because I'm currently catching up on Bleach, and I know Everton's probably side eyeing me because he's been begging me to catch up on One Piece. But I'm actually watching the Blood War, the Thousand Year Blood War arc. Am I saying that right, Everton? What's the right way to say that? What was?
I think so.
Is it Thousand Year
Yeah, I'm
Blood
pretty
War
sure.
arc?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Thousand
I'm
Year Blood
currently
War.
watching yeah, I'm watching that, and right now Bleach is really it's just hitting all the sultry tones. But One Piece, you know, amazing anime, and the fact that our boy Vad Mac agrees, you know, and I hit two out of the three for Vad Mac, so I know I'm winning today. Vad Mac said I got in trouble with my girl for sending her TikTok of Apothecary Diary figures. Oh my goodness. Well, Apothecary Diaries is a decent show. Have either of you guys seen that?
I've heard good things, but I have not seen it.
I I would suggest you know you and Queen sit down and check that out because it's a pretty good show, slice of life. It's very colorful and the story is pretty interesting. Not much of action or anything like that. So you know it would be one of those chill animes, but it's a really good one. I like Apothecary Diaries. Um, so Crispin, what would you say? I see you're struggling with the camera a little bit. What would you say is your favorite genre of anime?
It's going to be a little bit of that for this episode. Favorite genre of anime? Oof, that's a isekai.
Really? So isekais
I
are your
was genuine.
favorite?
I was genuinely going to say that's a difficult question because it is a difficult question.
But I feel like
But
isekai covers so many genres. So I need you to niche that down a little more. Just because like you can have an isekai that's a romance isekai about like give me more than that. I need more than that. Everything's an isekai now. You want us to come back to you? We can go to Blackbeard. I know Blackbeard's ready. Blackbeard has his answer ready for us right now.
yeah, come back to me. I have
All right.
thoughts.
So Blackbeard, what's your favorite type of anime? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I don't know if I have a favorite type of anime, but I definitely like. I like more serious animes. I don't like the fucking giggles and laughs. I like. I enjoy movies and films. So I like animes that play like that. So I like more serious things like Doro, Attack on Titan, Legends of Galactic, Guardians of the Galactic Galaxy. Things that really, get the story going and a little bit more serious. But I do like fun stuff. Like Soul Leveling is great. And like I like I'll take it's a guy once in a while, but it's like there's just so much. I just because it's a genre, I just don't enjoy it that much because it's like I guess I haven't seen many that work hard enough for me to pay attention more than a season, and like a lot of them, it's just the same thing over and over. Maybe I haven't seen the right ones, but I and that's why I enjoy more older anime like Ghost in the Shell and things like that. That just get more serious themes through versus just a bunch of fan service and goo goo gaga.
Uh, I definitely respect that. Vad Max says, "Oh, I didn't realize that the figures he was looking at was $1,000. That's a little expensive, Vad Mac. Romance is the best genre, according to Vad Mac. I don't know if I agree, but he thinks that romance is the best genre, and he thinks that political mech animes are also really great. I need to watch 86. Everybody's told me to watch 86. I'm going to watch 86. I haven't watched it yet. And before I ask the question to you again, Crispin, you let me down, CQ. I definitely thought you were going to say mech anime because I thought that you were a mech guy. But hey, I
No,
respect the
I
answer.
I like
You
mech
gave me a good
animes, but
answer.
you can't
You
say
gave me a
that
good
because
answer.
like just like that last mech anime we watched, that was all goofy. You know what I mean? So you can't just say broadly. I like look at Knights of Sidonia or not Knights of Sidonia. Where's the one where like they kind of hump each other, but then the drive they had to be like in a sexual position. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about Darling in
oh,
the
darling,
Franks?
On the Franks. You
darling,
know what I mean?
and
And it was like that
But
was
like,
cool, but it's like why did you gotta be in that position? You know what I mean? It's like there's always like a weirdness that's just like I can't
that's all
stand
anime, bro.
that.
That's all anime. Like I think that like if you peer into any genre, you're gonna have anime that do the fan service and the weird things just because
I,
that's just the nature of anime.
I guess like because like I fell in love with anime with something like Gundam Wing, which has zero fan service. It's what's hard because like Gundam Wing, what fan service? You could say what Lady
yeah,
Us is a little bit
I was
weird.
thinking. My face is just me thinking.
Is for people who like blowing hair in the dude of them in a onesie swimsuit or something. It's literally about the political situations that are going on, big robots, action, and like these crazy kids. But like there's nothing that even makes you think about it. You just that's what I like because you're just thinking about, all right, what's going on in this world. You're not thinking like, all right, here's our 15-minute break for the people who just needed to like rub one out real quick. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
I don't know.
Real quick,
Damn.
our boy Bad Max says "Darling in the Franks" is peak.
It
It
was good.
was good. It was good until they really forced the issues, and then remember they had like the reverse teams. I was like, well, the girls are on the top, and it's like, I mean, it can happen. It can definitely happen. Hey, thank you for everybody who's joining up on the live. You know, we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis, talking anime with the friends. So we'll definitely field questions. If anybody has questions or you want to, say anything, throw it in the comments. Just give me a second, and I'm going to definitely shout you guys out. But I got to ask Crispin. He's had enough time. And you also saw me chop up CQ for his answer. So now, what is your favorite genre of anime? Let's hear it, Crispin.
Isekai, baby.
Oh, this is great television, Crispin. This is
It's
great
Isekai,
television.
baby. Here's the thing, right? It boils down to this. When I watch anything
Mm-hmm.
that's media, entertainment, any type of fictional story, I get immersed. I want to be
Mm-hmm.
immersed. If not, I would be out going for a hike or I would be doing something. So if I'm making a conscious decision to take in some form of entertainment, that's a story, that's fiction,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be immersed. And for me, it's the isekai genre situation is just what does it for me. Because I mean, when you look at shonen and all that stuff, it's all bloodlines and fate and power. There's no like, it's harder to connect with that in a sense of like, yeah, that could be me. I could do that cool shit.
It's interesting.
Versus any type of isekai, it's like that could be me.
Okay. Hey, you know what? You explained yourself well, so I'll take the answer.
That's that's also why Hajime no Ippo is like in my top three because I mean it's not fantasy, it's not isekai,
I was about
but
to say that it does not coincide with
super,
anything you
it's
just said.
super, it's super relatable and immersible. Like I could immerse myself in that fiction.
You know what? I get what you're saying. And then, so then, would you say? But to be honest with you, I've known you a long time. You've never mentioned any kind of sports anime, so that's interesting to hear. Like beyond this one, So it's interesting that Ippo stands in your top three, but then you love isekais, and Ippo, in my opinion, is so far away from isekais.
Oh
And
no, it's
I
it's
love. Go ahead.
it's total opposite. It's total opposite, but kind of not because it's somebody who had one life and he had one event
No,
and he entered a new
no,
world. Hey, he
no,
entered the world of
no,
boxing, bro. He
bro.
entered the
Oh
world
my
of
God.
boxing, went from
We're not
being a
finna
guy
do
who
this
got
on no,
bullied and
no,
beat up
no, no.
to being
When you
the
have your
champion boxer.
podcast, you can go ahead and dance with semantics all you want. We're not doing that here. No, 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 no. Hey,
It's
look, I'll give you that he evolves in a way that you could say happens through in other in other like in fantasy anime. Like he does power up and level up, not in the way that you can see stats boosted, but he
Mhm.
goes from being not that great to being the GOAT. So I'll give you that. You do see a great character building in this show, world
Bro,
building. But Isekai,
character building.
what? Huh?
You said world building. I'm like character
I
building.
know you're
I'm
right.
not
Well,
gonna
well,
I'm not
you
gonna
see the
overhype it. Something
you see
that it's
well
not.
you see the people around him get stronger too. Like he does
Oh
have
yes,
opponents,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you see
yes, yes,
that's what I mean
100%.
by world building. Um, uh, Vad Mac was like, "What's the best isekai?" Don't you dare say Sao. So I'm gonna pose that question to you guys. Think about it. What's the best isekai? Vad Mac's question. I'm gonna say that my favorite is power fantasy, and the reason I say power fantasy is because I like isekai, but isekai I forget by the next season. The problem I have with isekai, I feel like it's bad writing, and it's a trope that a lot of writers are using because they don't want to give us the lore, and things like One Piece and Bleach and those shonen anime. Um, just have so much more depth because there's so much more lore and backstories. Whereas isekais, yeah, yeah, you go ahead and smirk, Everton. Isekais,
No,
you're
I
reborn
I'm
in a new world, and you don't have to give any backstory. Like he already forgot who he was, and now he's just gotta be super strong in this new world. And that's the one. I love isekai. I watch a lot of isekai, but it's the one aspect of it which is funny because Crispin says he enjoys the fact that like he feels like it could be him. But for me, it's kind of like but what happened prior? What made this character who he is? Like you're just giving me a blank slate to draw on. Where it's like I like to hear more about characters in an environment and what they're going to do in that environment. Is that what the character typically would do? And that's why I like power fantasy a little bit more. I feel like you have a counter argument to that, Everton.
I don't have a
Or
counter argument. I don't. I
like Game
personally
of
don't have a
Thrones
counter
is one of my favorite books, and it's because it's more about characters and settings, and you seeing what the character does in each different type of setting. Isekais don't give you that until 5 to 10 episodes in because you have no clue who they are. There's no backstory on them. They were reborn in a new world, unless you're going into like Tensura or Mugunshin Tensen. I'm not saying that correctly. The reincarnated, jobless reincarnation, because you do get a good backstory on him and T-Bait. Um, yeah, those two are the one. Those are two, and I heard that from my boy Tim and LJ. They were pretty much saying that those two isekais are well done because you do get to see a little bit of the past life. But most isekais you don't. But to raise that up, Crispin and Blackbeard, the best isekais. What were the best isekais to you? Bad Max says ReZero. He feels that ReZero is the best isekai that's been out. I disagree wholeheartedly. Bad Mac knew he was gonna strike a chord with that one. But go ahead, guys. What do you think is the best isekai?
I have two questions before I answer this because I
You
really got
have
to
to
do some
be
thinking.
you
I
have to
really
be
got to do some
reborn
good
in a
thinking.
new world. So if you're not reborn in a new world, it doesn't count. That's why I think he
It
said
has
Sword
to
Art
be
Online.
reborn.
Isekais are reborn in a new world. That is the definition of an isekai.
But Sword Art Online, they weren't reborn, and
It's
that's
yeah, it's
definitely
because it's
counted
not an
as an
isekai.
isekai.
It's not.
Huh?
By definition, it's not an isekai.
Like you like the you looked up the definition of it and it says reborn.
The definition of it is yes, we could do this. That's the beauty of this.
I'm just saying, like, what if you're like teleported to a new universe?
Well,
Does
that's
that not?
I think it's still
that
an isekai.
that no. So the isekai is a subgenre of fiction that includes life. Oh, come on, just give us the definition. Revolves around a person or people who are transported or have to survive in another world, such as fantasy.
I think when they say world there, they mean universe, not reincarnated.
It's like transported or reincarnated. We can go with that. Transported or reincarnated.
Yeah, and that's why I just don't feel like Sao is an isekai because he goes back to our world. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wait,
he
that
never
doesn't.
really, he never
Okay, you
really
mean
was.
going back and forth? No,
Just
no, no, no. I'm not.
give
I'm not
me.
arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, like, because he can go back and forth, it's not an isekai. I agree with that.
I
It's
yes,
like
I think
Shangri
that
La
more so what
Frontier.
I'm
It's
saying.
like Shangri La
Shangri
Frontier.
La
That's
is
not an
not a
isekai.
isekai.
Okay.
Exactly.
The
Or
two
like,
questions I
go ahead, go
okay.
ahead.
The
Sorry.
two questions I was gonna have before was, and I guess this conversation kind of answered one of them. Is Digimon an isekai?
That's a good one. I don't know. I have
Because they
not
were
watched
definitely
enough.
trapped for a minute, but eventually they were able to go back and forth. But they were trapped for a minute.
We could,
That's a great question. I'll give you Digimon. I think I could give you Digimon because like they are
Man,
transported into a gaming world, and it's like I think okay. Bad Max says it
it's a
is.
digital
Bad
world. It's
Mac,
not a game. It's a digital
yes.
world. It's
If
not a
Bad
game.
Mac gave us the green light, Digimon is an isekai. I trust
Okay.
Bad Mac. Okay,
My
so
next question
that's uh-huh.
is Inuyasha an isekai?
Yes. Oddly enough, I do think that that is an isekai because you go back in time. They say I feel like somebody was saying that Inuyasha was one of like the bigger isekais of our youth. I think
Okay.
Inuyasha is an
So
isekai.
personally, I feel like if you take in the
Bad Mac
entire
agrees.
series and you
Uh
take
huh.
in the entire IP,
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong. Something else might prove me wrong.
Okay.
Digimon is the best isekai.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
Strong, very strong.
From where this started up until that first movie, and there was the nukes
Mhm.
involved, and it was just a virus. Like,
I thought then the second movie
oh
was good, right? Two
yes,
good movies.
Okay. Hey, I like Digimon as a show. I enjoyed it. I just wish they made a good game. That's the one gripe I have about Digimon. You had
that
all this great
is the
materials,
biggest
and you couldn't make.
flop.
You could have just made a nice
Like,
turn-based game. Oh God, whatever. That's not it. Bad Max said it's like an alternate universe of our modern world, not just time. Interesting. Um, Blackbeard, you're the best isekai to you. What do you think was the
I mean, to
best
me,
isekai?
like just off the top of my head, without going too deep, I like the first season of Rising of the Shield Hero. First season was pretty strong. If the rest of it got kind of weird, but that first season for Isekai, I think it was nice. Like he landed, he wasn't the immediate star. He went through a lot of struggles. I like that they built his character in a really good way, even though of course, he's gonna win every battle and blah blah blah. I like the turn. I like the one princess just making up things on him. It really it made every episode really making me think, how's he gonna figure this out? How's he gonna go against the other heroes? Or like there was enough questions that were posed in the beginning of that Isekai that like really I rocked with. Where others just are kind of like, all right, this is his level building. With him, is I guess level building, but also just like, damn, nobody messes with me. What did I do? I didn't do anything, man. I just had the shield, and it's like, what did I do? It's not my fault, and I really enjoyed that. So, if I could just say the first season of Rising of the Shield Hero would be my answer today, which would change tomorrow for sure.
can
That's
I
that's
can
a
I throw
strong
in a
one.
quick thing,
1 second, Everton.
please?
Vad Mac
Crispin.
ReZero's trash, bro. I'm sorry, Crispin. I'm sorry. Vad Mac ReZero's trash. I'm sorry. You're never gonna hear me say that that's the best isekai. He wants to say, Do you guys want to know what technically was the first isekai? It's called Mar something. So I've heard that the first ever isekai was written by the person who gave us Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam. My friend NYC Anime Nerd had broke that news to me. He made the first isekai, thought it wasn't going to be a thing, and then he went on to make the Gundam series. Not knowing that isekai would one day become the biggest thing ever.
I think you said like a cameo.
Yeah, your camera's going crazy. Vad Mac.
Crispin.
Oh, I don't speak in caps, brother. I don't ever scream. So no cap here. Welcome in, fatty. Welcome in. Everton, you had something else to say or no? What happened? What happened, Scoop? Blackbeard.
I'm just here trying to.
I think he's
Yep,
trying to
I'm
adjust it.
working on it.
He's adjusting it.
Oh, okay.
So what were you saying now that
All
your
right.
camera's working,
Um,
Crispin? I'm bad with names, as you can see from my
damn.
TikTok video today.
What was my thought? Oh, Jobless Reincarnation, Mushoku Tensei. I believe if that anime gets the chance to continue, play out its story, it'll go down as top three isekai once
Yeah,
it's
no
completed.
questions asked. It's definitely better than ReZero. So in my opinion, I don't. The thing about isekai is there's so many, and there's so many that don't have an ending. You know that we only got one season of. Some people say Konosuba. I couldn't get into Konosuba, but I heard it's amazing. It's funny. I want to say Tensura, but there's no stakes in Tensura. There's no stakes in the time I was reincarnated as a slime. So it's very hard for me to say that's the best isekai. I love it. It's my favorite. It's not the best. I'm gonna say 12 Kingdoms. I'm gonna say 12 Kingdoms. 12 Kingdoms is the best isekai because it's one of those that's not super power driven. It's more about the political aspect, and it's more about learning how to live in a new world and deal with issues in politics, political intrigue. It gives you different POVs. 12 Kingdoms. 12
Is
Kingdoms
this
is
recent?
my 12 Kingdoms. No, we watched 12 Kingdoms way back in the day, Crispin. Remember with the mouse, the talking mouse? Yeah, me,
I
you, we lived it back when I know it was years ago when we were kids. 12 Kingdoms. Look it up later. 12 Kingdoms is my favorite isekai and it's the
I
best
looked
one.
it up. I don't
Oh
remember
my
this.
god, Log Horizon. Log Horizon was
Oh
right
yeah.
there.
Oh sorry. That was
Oh
the
my
first
god.
thought. Yes, that was the first thought I
Vad
was gonna
Mac,
say.
thank
The
you,
first
Vad
thought.
Mac. Log Horizon. I take
Yes,
out everything I said back.
but
Oh, what? CQ, I've been putting you. So
Log
Blackbeard.
Horizon was like a fireworks show though.
Whoa,
Log
hold up.
Horizon
She
was a
said
bit of a firework show.
a what?
Fireworks. Like it started off really nice, and then it got really
Yeah,
good, and then it kind of
yeah.
like
Third
the
season
shows.
bombed. Third season bombed heavily. But so the premise of Log Horizon, from what I remembered, was that like instead of it getting into the nitty gritty of like leveling up and everything, it was more like, well, what are you gonna do with the NPCs kind of coming to life and trade and like learning how to actually build a society in a game. And that's why me and you got to finish this Blackbeard because it touches a little bit more on the like day to day life and like what it would take to like build systems to keep the world turning in a gaming world. Really, really love Log
I
Horizon.
remember this one. This is where they all got locked in. They all got locked in, and then
Yep,
yeah,
yep. Well, I mean that's all like
yeah.
those
But
gaming locked
yeah,
ins.
I remember now.
Yeah.
You know
Now
what?
that's a
What
great
I
call
also
out.
want to know.
Bad. What
A
happened?
very interesting thought I had um, for the topic of discussion. I'm happy we're talking about it so early. From the point of, from the POV of a young man named Kuma,
Continue.
Bro, what are you doing?
it could be an isekai.
What are you talking about? Are you talking
Trigger.
about One Piece right now?
No, Trigger.
Oh, no, World Trigger's not a isekai, bro.
From the POV of a certain young white-haired character.
Let me get into too much semantic.
It's
Yeah,
not a
bro.
semantic. He's a main
Cause
character.
you're, cause you're saying that
He's
he teleported to a
essentially
new. No, bro. Cause he
he was brought to a new world by his father and left
like
there.
you'd have made a better like argument if you said he was reborn as a Tryon thing, blah blah blah. But even
I mean, he
still,
was.
it's
He
like,
still was.
but
So
it's like it's not the same because you want to know what World Trigger has that most isekais don't? Backstory. So no, it doesn't count. I'm sorry. Like
backstory
eh,
for what do you mean?
the character who's reborn, and actually, World Trigger is more about like the group. It's more of an ensemble cast like that. Somebody told me, somebody told me that My Hero Academia. Deku wasn't the main character, and that was so funny. They were like, "It's an ensemble cast," and I'd raise you that World Trigger is more an ensemble cast than My Hero Academia because it
It
really
is.
is
It
about.
is, but it definitely is about him and for us.
Yeah, but who do you? It's not isekai. We shouldn't spend too much time
Okay,
on
so
this.
what happens when they go to the other? What happens when they go to the other world? Because that's an
Yo,
entire
Fatty, thank you for the gifts, brother. Thank you.
that
Well, for the likes. I don't know about the gifts, but always love having you here, Fatty. Sorry, CQ, Crispin. Yes, go ahead, Crispin. Jeez, my name's.
that's been the goal from the entire beginning of the show is to go to this other world.
Yeah, but it's
The
like a
goal of the
world
main
in.
character.
But it's the world in like the thing with World Trigger is like they're never leaving that universe. Like, yeah, he's from another part of the galaxy or universe, but it's like it's all within. Like that's why they're dealing with aliens. Like if people weren't traveling between the galaxies so often, then maybe I could give you that. But the fact that like they had an away team come back and stuff like that just makes me
Okay,
feel
you
like
got me
it's
there.
not an isekai. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got me there. You got me there.
Okay, there we go. How they say he's. Yeah, Vadmac, they told me that Deku was not the main character, and because I said, long story short, I said that Deku. I don't watch My Hero for Deku. I watch it for All Might. I watch it for Todoroki. I watch it for so many other Lemillion, so many other characters because they are a little bit more interesting. Deku's dope, but I like the side characters more. And they were like, "Well, that's because it's an ensemble cast and it's all about everybody." And I'm like, "Bro, are you kidding me?
I mean,
Just oh no,
if you
Jesus,
want to
bro.
be, if you wanted to play devil's advocate, right? If you
You know I
wanted to
can
play
mute you,
devil's
right? You
advocate,
do know I can mute you.
just alternative points of view are important to understand why people think the way they think.
All right, go on, Shakespeare. Get it over with. Let's hear it.
The show isn't called One for All or All for One or Deku's Journey. It's called My Hero Academia, the school.
Okay. Well,
So
bleach is called bleach
we
because
follow
they
this.
because they talk about the absence of color. Like I don't get like
Is
what
that why
in
it's
the
called that?
it's something about like he said it was like that's why the Soul Reapers wear black and then the Stenritters are white. It's like there's something to do with like the absence of color and all that stuff. I get your point about like it being.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying
Bad
I
Mac,
agree.
no. But Bad Mac gave me all I needed. He said the story is told from his view. It legit says episode 1, my story of how I became him. Bro,
True.
the fact that anybody like, and
Very
they
true.
said, "Oh, well, they did a whole villain thing." It's like, yeah, because they wanted to let us see what the villains were doing, and they made it my hero villains so we understood we wouldn't see Deku. It's about Deku. It is about Deku, and if you say it's about anybody else, you're lying because One Piece goes on into like showing us backstories for Zoro. That doesn't make it Zoro's show. So okay, we got a backstory on Todoroki. We got a backstory on Endeavor. They do that in One Piece. They do it in Bleach, where they show us backstories on Aizen. Like, I don't get why people were like, well, they did a whole episode dedicated to this, so that means it's an ensemble cast. No, you're wrong. My Hero's about Deku. Sorry. That
No,
was my rant.
I'm not offended.
That was my rant.
Bigger pictures, bro. Nobody can see all these little.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm using your computer, and your computer just for some reason it's set to like give me these chibi photos because when I'm on mine, I can see like big.
Just click into it. The viewers they won't be able to see what I was saying.
Let's take a nice look at Log Horizon Shiro, the villain in glasses, my namesake. My boy Fatty Rivers says they did that so many times. Oh yeah, they did it in so many anime, and Deku's def the main character. So everybody's agreeing with me. Deku's the main character. Moving on. All right, this is supposed to just be a quick introduction. Once again, it's your boy Silva and Silva Streams. We're gonna be doing a weekly fireside chat with my two very good friends, Crispin in the bottom left and Blackbeard in the top over here. And we're just gonna be
I
talking.
promise
anime.
I'll get my camera figured out. I promise
Yeah,
I'll get this camera
the thing
figured
is,
out.
what he's trying to do, you know, when you're in Snapchat and you see when they like circle little things, that's what Crispin's doing with his camera. He's always trying to just grab your attention by focusing on things that aren't him. It's a new thing that we're doing with live streams. Watch, Kai Kinet's gonna be doing it soon. But yeah, looking forward to watching some anime. We're wrapping up right now, but I wanted to ask you guys, what anime are you looking forward to the most to watch this weekend? I want to start it with Crispin, but Crispin is a little bit behind, so I'm going to give him a chance to kind of take a look. He's going to say One Piece because that's the easiest answer for him. Blackbeard, yes, because that's the only thing you're caught up on.
I'm probably Devouring Whale, Lazarus. Lazarus already passed.
No, Lazarus is tomorrow. Lazarus is,
Yeah.
well, it's out tonight.
Probably
But
Lazarus, because that's kind of getting close to the end. So I'm very interested to see how they're gonna wrap that up. And so far, it's been a really well-rounded show. So that's probably the story. Besides Fire Force, I'm most interested to see how they wrap it up because I just feel like that's so adaptable to like a movie or television series or something like that. Yeah, Devouring Will is definitely my close second because I'm very interested in that show and I like how it's going too. But Lazarus will probably be the one that I'm paying the most attention to.
Chinese Pokemon in close second, though.
Yeah.
Chinese Pokemon in close second.
I like their systems. I like how to set it up. I rock with the Chinese Pokemon.
Lazarus is a hit, though. I'm with you on that. It's hard to argue against Lazarus. Real quick, before I ask Crispin, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I finally finished reading all Pokemon Adventures. It's like 545 chapters. God bless you, Vad Mac. I'll be honest with you, didn't even know they had a manga. I barely even watched the show. The Blackbeard Award goes to Vad Mac. Now, Crispin, what anime are you looking forward to catching up on? Since we're not letting you say One Piece. You're not allowed to say One Piece.
I mean, I wouldn't say One Piece. One Piece, I watch One Piece every week. One Piece comes out almost every week. It's not fair. It's not a seasonal show, so it's not fair to, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna put it up against like the dope weekly, like, you know what I mean, like Lazarus, Fire Force, etc. Blah, blah, blah. That's just not fair. I'm not that person. You know what I mean? You don't put Jordan up against the new
You're
young
really trying to
Halliburton.
buy some time, aren't you?
No. My answer, no. It's between Fire Force and Lazarus. I started catching up on Lazarus, and I'm catching up on Fire Force, so I can just say it definitively it's those two. Um,
Fi- Fire Force is woo like Ric Flair. Woo.
yeah,
Bad Max said Windbreakers, and oh man, you know what, Bad? I've been trying to watch Windbreakers, and it's like I just can't get over the fact that I'm watching a bunch of high school kids who, where the hell are their parents? Why do they have to fight every day? Like, do you not get tired of fighting? Like, oh my god, bro! Like, I just don't get the whole delinquents fighting thing, and it's like I feel like I'm missing
dude,
out because everybody. Go
I
ahead.
think it's a cultural thing.
But no, but there's so many people who also enjoy windbreakers. Like one of my
No, no,
really
no, no,
good anime
no.
friends,
I'm not. I'm
RJ.
not. I'm talking about the teenagers in gangs that fight. I think that is
No,
a
no,
cultural thing.
no, no.
I haven't done
I
the
agree that
research, but I've seen many sports anime and
no,
non-sports
no, no.
anime where that is a
It's a thing
premise.
in Japan. I mean, like look at back from when you look at Yu Yu Hakusho. Like Yu Yu was literally out there just like looking for fades. Like that is a thing. They were always delinquent. Like, and I think Korea, Japan, it's an ongoing thing to this day, for sure. That's why there's so many manga and stuff about it. But I'm saying, like, for me, it just doesn't resonate with me. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I guess because maybe I'm 36, so it's like watching a bunch of high schoolers fight for like not any really good reason. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. So Windbreakers
So,
can't be it for me because I can't get past episode 6. I literally have tried watching this show 5 times. 5 times. I don't think I can do it again. I'm sorry. Just it's just not for me. I'm sorry. He said you lost your black Air Force card, brother. I haven't worn an Air Force in 8 years. I wear Tom Ford. No, no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I wear Air Max now. I wear Air Max now. The anime I'm looking forward to the most. Well, I already watched Fire Force and it delivered. So it's definitely Lazarus. Or hey, you know what? I'm gonna raise this Sword of the Demon Hunter because people are talking about my favorite show, Sword of the Demon Hunter. We're bringing storytelling back. Korea, Japan, China, stand up for Sword of the Demon Slayer, Sword of the Demon Hunter. I can't even say the right word. Sword of the Demon Hunter. Go watch that out. No,
did you say Korea, China? Is that what you said?
yeah, because
What he's saying, Crispin,
it's
we're
bec-
doing a bunch of rapping
it's I'm more so saying that all like now we got a Chinese anime into Be Hero X, which I'm not a big fan of, but hey, go on and tell the world about it.
Yeah, we know they're
But,
already.
we haven't even watched the latest, so we're gonna watch two
Is Sword
episodes
of the
today.
Demon Hunter dubbed?
It's not even on Crunchyroll, bro. No, it's gonna be dubbed though. It's gonna be dubbed. I saw that they got it greenlit for dubbed.
It's worth it when it's dubbed. It's definitely worth finding it wherever you gotta find it.
It is when I tell you it's peak fiction, it is peak like story. That story's so good. Super Cube is great. I just have no clue what the hell it's about. Besides Buddy wanting to find his girlfriend, it's just him leveling up and the subtitles being way too fast. China, if I can ask you for one favor, slow down. Just slow down. I can't read that fast. It's ridiculous. And the reason I said Korea,
Quite, quite
no, no, no.
fast.
I know people are gonna tell me I have reading issues. No, Supercube's subtitles are ridiculously fast. And the reason I said Korea, China, and Japan is because 5 years ago they weren't talking about any other type of media from anime besides manga. But now Windbreakers is a Korean show. Solo Leveling, Korean show. T-Bait, Korean. To Be Hero X, Chinese. Devouring Whale, Chinese. Supercube, Chinese. Japan
Top God.
better get their stuff together. Got You Akita looks great. I'm ready. July is gonna be the real test because there's some things coming out in July. We're gonna see. Summer is gonna be a very interesting time. I'm looking forward to a lot of things in the summer. But we're wrapping up. I know these guys got to go and live their Saturday lives. Do you guys have any final words for the chats out here? Any final words for the people? Crispin, go ahead since you're the newest addition to the show.
Um, buy a comic book.
Buy a comic
Mhm.
book.
Buy a
Support
comic.
manga and comic book writers. Right?
Yep,
Is
that's
that
it.
what the
Buy a comic book.
message?
Buy a
All
comic
right.
book.
And
Don't forget
Blackbeard, what
about
about
comic
you?
books.
Um, take it easy
how often do you have to go to the beach? That's the question. You know, how often do we need a beach episode?
I'm just saying, take a break from the fan service animes for once. Get something serious. Watch something a little bit older. Work on your brain a little bit before you go into like the quadruple F size bouncing and the has that's the only place the head has to go to save and all these things. Like touch some grass. For those guys. But
Touch some
if you're a Gundam
grass. I
fan,
like that.
enjoy, man. We're having a great year. We're having a great year.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Vad Max said Chinese is super fast speaking in general. Well, they need to slow it down for us Americans
Bro,
if they
it's
want us to.
literally 3 lines of text within a second. Like sometimes you time it and like 1 line of text, they'll give you maybe like zero point 0.8 seconds, and 2 lines is only 1.1. Like they're not doubling the time, if that makes
It don't
sense.
make
Like
sense.
normal subtitles, you get like 1 second per line. And like as somebody who plays around with subtitles, like it's like, yo, like you can just give me a few fractions more because I can't read 3 lines of text within a second. like, and
Well, I
sometimes
think it's
two people
also.
talking. If it's more than 2 people talking, it's a machine gun situation, and it's like,
Well,
all right, I'm trying
didn't
to read
we
one.
think that AI is doing the dubbing for them for sure? Like it cannot be, for Supercube at least, So maybe when the hard dub
It's
comes
all
out,
the
oh
time.
god,
It's all the time. The subtitles. What I can't even tell you if it's bad subtitle or not. Because I'm just trying to
it's
comprehension. It's
bad.
like at the end of the episode, I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
It's bad. It's bad. But until next time, it's been fun. We'll be seeing you soon. This is Silva Streams with Crispin and Blackbeard, and we'll be seeing you guys in a week from now. Thank you guys for stopping by. Peace out.